Texas Rangers win the World Series.
When the season ends, is baseball really over? Of course not. It's early morning practices. It's pickup games, whenever and wherever. It's the anticipation for the game today and the crack of the bat tomorrow. It's history, and it's groundbreaking. It's a dream that becomes a reality. It's believing through all the stops along the way to the journey home. When it's in your DNA, there's always time to play ball. No sport celebrates and cherishes stories like baseball. There are countless tales about the major leagues and the national pastime.
The luckiest man on the face of the earth.
But there remains an untold story. An all-American story of a league created out of necessity that would ultimately become a driving force for change. A league that didn't care what color you were or where you came from. The only thing that mattered was, can you play? And these men and women could absolutely play. By setting new standards and breaking barriers, they would change the game and this country forever. These are the legends. These are their stories. This is the Negro Leagues.
The very first thing I said when this came out, I didn't think I tagged Big Ben in this one, but I said they were going to put Josh Gibson in here. And sure enough, there he is. Hey, Karen, Tony Stone. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
Catching here on the Field of Legends is the legendary Josh Gibson.
Freddie shows, where they at? Sold out, to the world, get the bag, get the money.
Whom many would call the Black Babe Ruth. But there are others who saw Josh swing that big bat of his who would call Ruth the white Josh Gibson. Gibson was incredible. But Josh wasn't just a great power hitter. Josh was a great hitter with power. Lifetime batting average of .354, and in head-to-head competition against major leaguers in countless exhibition games, hit over .420. Josh Gibson was going to steal your 20-25 bases or more to go with that big bat of his. And what makes it even more remarkable for those of you who are baseball fans, he was doing this as a catcher. Catchers don't do that because the position's just so physically demanding. It beats your body up. Well, Josh wasn't a good catcher. He was a great catcher. Rifle arm. He was throwing guys out from the crouch back in that era. Big, powerful forearms, big, powerful thighs, trademark rolled up left sleeve, and great eyes.
A 100% certified slapper.
I believe that. Where is the news?
And here it comes.
Oh yeah, Homestead great.
And
Yes.
this one could be extra bases. One runs in. The
Well, just
second
what
one
was this?
scores. It's 2-0. He's in there. Swung out, belted. God damn! Johnson will turn and
32
watch
bases.
it fly A huge home run by Josh Gibson.
Yep.
Well, as some of you may know, night baseball originated in the Negro Leagues in 1930. And I guess you could say we owe it to night baseball for us landing on a phenom named Josh Gibson. As the story goes, the Homestead Grays catcher Buck Ewing broke his leg tripping on the guide wire that held the portable light system into place. Judy Johnson goes into the stands and pulls out a young Josh Gibson. And Gibson had already been a budding star in the amateur world of baseball in Pittsburgh. And Judy Johnson pulls him out, puts him in the uniform, he gets behind the plate, and needless to say, Buck Ewing never got his job back. But hey, it's no embarrassment to lose your job to Josh Gibson, because now you've got a legendary story as well.
That's one hell of a way to go, though. Damn. A lot of guys don't get it back. Someone's a little bit better at it. Oh, bless your heart, baby. Hey, Josh, you're wanted. Boy, I could not see that ball. Okay.
One runs in. Now the second
Is it a different Negro League stadium?
and
Because
they
I don't
take a
think so.
two-run lead.
The legendary Buck O'Neil would describe Josh in this manner, that he had the eyes of Ted Williams and the power of Babe Ruth rolled into one dynamic package. You see, his outs were, as we say in the sport, were loud outs. I think about a story that Buck O'Neil also shared. He said a young ball player had just joined the Kansas City Monarchs. They're playing the Homestead Grays. Kid walks by the bench and sees an old broken bat in front of the Grays dugout. Picks it up and he's gonna tease Josh. He said, Josh, this must be your old bat. Josh Gibson turns and shows him the faded out area on the sweet spot of his bat. And he says, son, I don't break bats, I wear them out.
I got what you want. You got what I want. Hey, we're back for each other.
Josh Gibson stepping in now.
Oh, baby.
High fly ball.
God
Near the pole.
damn.
That one is foul.
Damn it! I'll take that. I'll take a double. That's a double. Come on. Come on. On your horse.
Around
You can
first,
make
two
it.
for two. Throws to second. And
You
he's
can't make it.
out.
Okay, great. Well, not that fast. That's all.
Stepping in with a chance at his
But that's
second
it.
knock of the game. On the ground to the left.
That's a good for swinging at trash.
3-1 is on the way. Here's a swing and a
Hey.
drive left
Jesus Christ.
field, and he knew it.
One hit to go.
And here's the catcher, Josh Gibson.
Get over.
To
Yes,
left
there we go.
center for a line drive base hit.
I know where that curved away
So
from
a
him.
man aboard now with one away.
Buck O'Neil, who was around the game for 7 decades, said he only heard the distinct crack of the bat. Said the ball made a different sound coming off these players' bats. 3 players. One was the sweet swing of the legendary Babe Ruth. The other was Bo Jackson. And the third of this dynamic trio, Josh Gibson. The lore and legend that surrounds this almost mythical-like ball player is second to none. There's the story of the ball that he launched into orbit in Pittsburgh, and the next day he was called out when it came down in Philadelphia. Only Josh Gibson.
That Buck O'Neil. The greatest thing in all my life is loving you.
There's
Thank
a
you.
swing and a drive. Gone.
Nice.
Gibson's power was extraordinary. In 1936, the power-hitting catcher hit 84 home runs in a single season in 170 games against all levels of competition. He is still believed to be the only man to ever hit a ball completely out of Yankee Stadium. He hit one in the Polo Grounds that they estimated to travel over 600 feet. That's the kind of power that we're talking about. He could check swing and hit the ball out the ballpark. They don't measure sections of the ballpark where Josh hit balls. No. They look at landmarks. They say, you see that tree over there? Josh hit one over there. You see the barn over there? Josh hit one over that barn. You see those train tracks? Josh hit one over the train tracks. It was power personified.
Josh Gibson, did he really hit a fair ball out of Yankee Stadium?
Yes, he did. Josh was one of those superhuman people like that. You want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah, before his death, man, he could have been a pimp. What came down to this? Snap ball, catch that dough, and flip more hoes.
A double and 2 singles. The team's owner pretended to be angry and teased Josh, saying, I got other guys for doubles and singles. I got you for home runs. Played the plate, and he's...
Oh, what's the wheels there? Arguing. Damn it, that's the second time.
That should be extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. Not stopping, he's going for 3. And he's got a leadoff triple.
I don't want to stop, but I did.
Trade him up a little bit so he does have as much outside plate coverage.
And I did it again.
And that should be extra bases. Around third. One
for
is in. Safe at home as 2 score on the
Oh, I gotta give it to me. Jesus.
The year is 1942, and it's not any old game. It's the Negro Leagues World Series. The Kansas City Monarchs against the Homestead Grays. And it's an
I thought it was Satchel Paige versus...
Satchel Paige and his friend Josh Gibson. The Monarchs were winning the game 4-2 in the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, when Satchel gives up a 2-out triple to a guy named Jerry Benjamin. Satchel calls time. His nickname famously for Buck O'Neil was Nancy. Satchel says, Nancy, you know what I'm fixing to do? Buck said, yes, Satchel, you're going to get this guy out so we can go back to the hotel. He said, no, Nancy, I'm going to walk Howard Easterly, I'm going to walk Buck Leonard, and I'm going to pitch to Josh Gibson. Buck looks at Satchel. He says, Satchel, don't be facetious. He said, well, you can call it what you want to, but that's what I'm going to do. He walks
Somebody help me look that up.
Easterly. He walks Buck Leonard. Now everybody knows what's going down. And so Satchel calls time again. But this time he motions for the Monarchs trainer to come out. Now the trainer is part of the show. He's got a glass in his hand. And Buck says he drops something in the glass, and the glass begins to fizz. Satchel drinks it down, he lets out a belch, now he is ready. Satchel looks at Josh, he said, Josh, I ain't gonna try to trick you. I'm gonna throw you 3 fastballs. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, call strike 1, Josh never moves the bat. 99-mile-an-hour fastball, call strike 2. He said, now, Josh, I ain't gonna throw any smoke at your yoke. I'm gonna throw a pea at your knee. 100-mile-an-hour fastball, call strike 3. Satchel, who stood about 6'4", 6'5", he stretched out. He says, Nancy, nobody hits Satchel Paige's fastball. But Buck O'Neil says the very next year, Satchel tried to get a fastball past Josh. He said Josh hit the ball so hard. You know how the pitcher goes through his follow-through? He says Satchel never got a chance to come up. Said the ball went right over the top of his cap. And as Josh is circling the bases, Satchel's still down here. He never comes up. And he looks over at first base and he says, Nancy, a fella could get killed out here.
Swung on.
Possibility.
That one is back. That's not coming back.
That's out of here. I'll take it. I will take it.
The legendary Josh Gibson is credited with having hit nearly 1,000 home runs in his 17-year career in the Negro Leagues against all levels of competition, including major leaguers. He lit everybody up. He did not discriminate against any of the pitchers, as Gibson once said to a young teammate who got called out trying to steal second base to end the game. And Josh comes over to him and he says, "Son, what were you thinking about?" He says, "Josh, I was trying to get in scoring position." Josh looks at him and he shakes his head. He says, "Son, I'm in scoring position when I get in the batter's box."
Pitch to me, guy. Come on now. Pitch to me.
The pitch. Swing and a ball.
That should.
Left center field. And it's in.
Finally.
In comes the runner from third. It's 1-1. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Out of all the players that I wish I could have seen play live, Josh has to be at the top of the list. I wish I could have seen him swing that bat, because by all accounts, he had no weaknesses. Yet while you're sitting there looking for an area where you think you can get him out, he will have hit 40, 45 home runs by that time. And the power was almost mythical-like. Oh, but let me tell you, it was very real. Josh Gibson dies when he was only 35 years old. He died as a result of a brain tumor. He would eventually succumb to that brain tumor on January 20th, 1947. Ironically, the same year that Jackie Robinson breaks baseball's color barrier. Gibson slugged his way into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 1972.
Can you stop the rain from falling down?
Your favorite catcher.